Hi, so we've been looking at cleaning paint, rust, oil, grease from steel. Obviously because we're working on that lawnmower, but we've been looking at that. We started it by looking at a shaker mechanism based on other shaker cleaners. We made that really big shaker, but of course to do that you need a large motor and possibly the ability to weld, and that can be a little daunting. So I was having to think about another way of getting around that, and I came across this thing. Well, I've had these things actually for a little while, and what it is a tumble cleaner. Now it's quite a small one from National Geographic, and it's used for polishing stones. So I stuck some nuts and bolts in there and it cleaned them up beautifully. Look, that's great for nuts and bolts because they're quite tiny and you can put them in a little container. We obviously want to do these much chunkier pieces, things like that, and that's not going to fit in here. So I was thinking of a way of actually being able to clean something like that without having to get a massive motor. And of course what you really need is a large one of these and somewhere to turn it. So what I did was one of these. This is a 30-litre food container. It cost me £10 from eBay. And my plan is to turn that into a large tumble cleaner. Now, of course, these will drop in there rather nicely. We can put some gravel in there, we can put our miracle cleaning solution in there and get that to turn. And if we get that to turn, what we're going to end up with is a tumble cleaner that can cope with these. Now, when we look at this, there's obviously a couple of issues. One is it's got handles on it, which is great if you want to pick the thing up, but it's going to get in the way of some tumbling. So we want to remove a few bits and have a look at it. Okay, I haven't done anything shockingly complicated with it. I put these rubber rings on it, and I did that with this stuff. It's a neoprene foam tape you buy for door insulation. Then I put 4 strips on, 2 strips thick, on here and here, and then I put some rubber around them, and you could use an inner tube for that, just to create these 2 rubber rings, because those are going to be the rings that it turns on. Then the only other thing that I did was make this cradle. This cradle is just 2 rollers that I got from the printer and a bit of angle iron screwed to a board. This bit actually is a backstop, because that will want to progress. It wants to move up and down, so you want something to stop it moving off these rollers, and that's what that backstop does. And that goes on there like that goes on like that, and we need some way of driving it so the thing will just spin, actually quite slowly, on those rollers like that. So that's all there is to it. Now we need some way of driving it and some kind of motor to drive it with. So there's an absolute ton of ways we could drive this. Okay, all I've got is 2 free spinning rollers. If I put the bucket on here, then it's going to spin and the rollers are going to spin because the bucket is spinning. Equally, if I spin a roller, it will spin the bucket. Now with these rollers, there's just so many things we could do. We could put a cog on it, we could put a drive belt on it, we could put a pulley on it. There's just a ton of things. Now in a previous video I talked about adapting these things, drills, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to adapt a drill. So what I've got is the drill in pieces. I've sawed off the handle, and the motor and chuck basically just go back there, and that gets screwed on to make our motor driver. And you'll notice I've used the chuck to chuck on a wheel. Now this wheel is just made out of a caster, and on the caster I've put some foam and rubber, and we're going to just arrange it so that it rubs against this. And that, of course, is a friction drive. Now, there's not a lot wrong with friction drives. They're not the most efficient, but they'll certainly do the job. And they're certainly really, really simple to construct. So it's a very simple friction drive where the motor will actually just attach to that piece of wood, screw the whole thing together, and when I turn this on, it'll spin that roller. That roller will then spin the drum. Now, obviously, it's very similar to a gear mechanism. In fact, gear mechanism ratios are related to the ratios of the circles. So we've got a very small gear here, and of course we've got a large tub, so that represents a very big gear. We've got a high torque driver on it. We should be able to turn that relatively easily, but slowly. But then that's a ball mill for you. That's a tumble cleaner. They turn slowly. So all we really need to do, like I say, is fit the motor in there. Make sure the 2 wires are poking out, and then put the case back on top and screw it down so we get an arrangement like that, where that now has become our drive wheel. Now being like this, we can fix one point and lever that backwards and forwards if we want to change the pressure of the wheel on the rubber roller, or we can fix it, or we can put a spring. Again, there's a whole host of things you can do, but now we have our drive mechanism. Okay, that's our drive mechanism attached. Very simple, very straightforward, and if I turn that voltage up, we can see it's driving this here, and that will be to drive the drum. So this drum goes on there. Now, because we've got the lid on the drum, it's a little weighty that way. So we need something here to just take that weight off, and we also need a block right there, again, to stop it processing. So what we're going to use for that is a couple of casters. Now, I fixed the bottom of the casters just with a bit of super glue, and they go in place right at the edge of the drum. To take that extra bit of weight. There we go. And then we put a little block in there to stop that processing out. Okay, so there's our cradle finished. 2 rollers kept apart by those bits of metal, friction drive on it. These are the support casters, this block here and here and here. Stop the whole thing bouncing out. So we put our drum on now. And then give it a bit of voltage. There we go. That's actually quite cool. So, just so you don't get the motor noise. So it's now ready to fill up with our magical solution, some gravel, some steel parts, and give it a spin and see how well it cleans them. But that is essentially all you need to do a large tumble cleaner or a polisher or whatever you want to use this for. Now, I thought I'd go through this because the large shaker machine did require that motor. And I thought that a lot of people may not have that motor, but all of this stuff that I've put this together with is really easy to find. This was from eBay, cost me a tenner. This, it's either the local store or get yourself a second-hand one. Follow the video that we did on how to modify that. That's a caster wheel, they're caster wheels. These rollers, obviously, I had them from a printer, so they're printer rollers. But you could use any rollers, and in fact, you could just use bits of wood if you put them in some bearings. So there's a whole host of things you could do with those. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the build video. The next thing, obviously, is to give it a run and see how it goes. And thank you very much for watching.